And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on Monday the 22nd of September. It's the start of autumn. And yep, it's a bright sunny morning, but it's actually pretty damn nippy. It certainly was cold when I was on my bike. Ollie's not on his bike today, I know that. And actually Paul's back from America. So we've got all three of us on this morning. Very unusual. But anyway, morning Ollie and Paul.
Hello.
Morning, Andrew. Morning, Paul.
Good
Right,
morning.
we're going to actually, because we've got all three of us, we're going to split this into two. I'm going to start off, Ollie, to do a bit of macro talk. As most people know, we think we're in a big commodities bull market for the next 3 years or so. And we're in it already. I mean, the commodities are flying. But Ollie, why don't you give us a little bit of a macro view on a couple of commodities, and then Paul will come back to you with some news because it's a bit thin on the ground today anyway. So Ollie, over to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, the sort of key news in different commodities that's come out over the weekend is in copper and cobalt, but should also take note that the gold price has now gone through 3,700 properly this morning, and silver has made a big leap up higher to 43.61 right now. So that is really moving, and we should see that come through into the equities later today. On copper, some disappointment on the supply side. Codelco, private company, has announced that they aren't going to make their guidance at El Teniente, which is one of their largest projects. They've been hoping to get that back to close to last year's output of 356,000 tons of copper, but now they're only likely to put out around 300,000 tons this year, as their restart has not gone as well as they'd hoped. On the cobalt side, the DRC is having imposed an export ban previously, now going to lift that and replace it with annual export quotas. So about 18,000 tons for the rest of this year, and then 96.6 thousand tons for each of 26 and 27. So obviously it's a big uplift from a total ban, but that compares to about 130,000 tons in 2022. So it'll make the market tighter, but not dramatically tighter. So I wonder whether the proposed IPO that was going to happen this summer, which was going to be a physical cobalt vehicle, got wind of these policy changes, and in a sort of stable and predictable market, albeit tighter than historically, didn't look quite as appealing as with a ban.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on, particularly in the DRC at the moment. Bit of a battle between the Chinese and the Americans, I think, to have control of the commodities there. I noticed, by the way, as we're talking, literally, since 7:30 this morning, gold was hanging around under 3,700. It's just blasted through 37.13 trading at now. So we're going to the moon. Everything will follow up in the end. It always comes up in the sort of tail of it all. Anyway, thanks for that quick overview, Ollie. Paul, any comments before you go to the news on what Ollie just said, other than the fact that it was obviously sheer genius? Yeah.
No, I can't add too much to that at this point, being sheer genius.
Come on then, Paul, give us any. There's not a lot of news, but it's a couple of things that may be worth mentioning, so off you go.
Yeah, sure. Well, here on the announcement on Friday by Griffin Mining that they were going to do a share buyback here. Further implementation on that announcement out today. The broker they had appointed intends to close that share buyback on 5.4% of the company's outstanding shares, up to 10 million of them. That would be a maximum purchase of $20 million, and that closing would be by the end of trading today for Griffin Mining. So really quick in order to gather up those shares, it would appear. Also in the news today was London-quoted Kavango Resources put out the drill assays for the first 2 holes of their Bill's Luck drilling program. That's a historic gold mine down in Zimbabwe. Not bad looking intervals otherwise reported either, with several vein intercepts made in these 2 holes, including an intercept of 8 meters grading 8 grams of gold. So this one will definitely, I would think, get followed up some more, given the consistency of hits that they've had in these first 2 holes. Finally, to mention also the reports out from Carnaby Resources, the ESX explorer out in the Mount Isa district of Australia. This drilling result back from first round drilling on the historic Trecolano mine, which was a small-scale copper producer back in the day. This is a step-out hole from what was understood to be historic mineralization at depth or at shallow depths. This step-out hole, 7 meters, 9.3% copper equivalent on 150 meters away from known mineralization. So they've got 2 further holes already in preparation to expand on this particular discovery. Looking pretty good at this point.
Very good. Okay. Well, it's always good to have a little threesome, as they say, this morning. Thank you very much. And we'll Paul and Ollie will be back tomorrow because actually I'm off to Sunningdale. So I'll be back Wednesday. Thanks.
Very good.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.